I am super honored to interview, that's right, someone that not only I recognize as someone inspiring to me, because we go way back, but also someone that is inspiring in the magazine of tonight, RaqC. Welcome.
Hi, thank you. Super excited to be here, even though it's freezing in LA to me.
It is, I know.
It's rainy, but they say the rain brings a lot of clarity, right? Perfect for the new year.
Yeah. Well, or it gets rid of the smog, too.
Yeah, in downtown LA for sure.
Exactly. Now, RaqC, you've been inspiring people for quite a while. I remember our very first interaction. I reached out to you, and you were doing your thing on radio, and you said you could do your thing on radio, and I never considered radio till I talked to you.
Really?
And then,
I make a lot of people want to do radio. I've gotten that from a lot of people that were never considering radio as a career, but they would hear me on the radio and say like, gosh, you make it sound so easy.
Right.
And a lot of people have changed their majors because of me.
Exactly. And you know, so obviously now you're transitioning, you've done amazing on television, your social media blew up, but more importantly, I think when I hear people talk about you, they talk about you like, oh my goodness, RaqC. But you know, who inspires you, RaqC, to do what you do every day?
Who inspires me? Who or what? I mean, there's not necessarily.
Either one.
I think it's my vision that I have for my life, and the, you know, Steve Jobs said the people that are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones that do.
Right.
And so I think it's really my vision for my life every day, my las ganas de vivir apasionadamente, you know, and to really, I want to be remembered as somebody that was passionate and that had that own self fire. I think a lot of people lack that, and we search for those things in other people, on social media, for approval. We search for so many things when in reality we have all of the elements that we need ourselves. And so that's what fills me up every day is me fueling my own soul, connecting with God, and just being excited about every single opportunity and moment that I get to wake up and make a difference and inspire other people. Because there's times that I say things out loud on social media, not because I want to help somebody, but just because I have to hear it. And in turn, people are like, oh my God, those words totally inspire me. And I'm like, little do you know, I needed to hear those, my own words to kick myself in the butt.
Well, and that's the thing. You've always been real with yourself, and with, I think your audience obviously connects with that. They realize that they're getting RaqC as RaqC is.
Yes.
And that's very difficult to do for a lot of people. They always put this persona, and they try to be cool. Not that you're not cool. You're cool, but you're cool in RaqC way. Yeah.
Super cool.
Super cool RaqC. But so let's talk a little bit about, you know, the joy, because Alegría is all about joy, and sometimes joy can be challenging in times that we're in. So what do you do on a daily basis, or maybe just even a checkup that you do on yourself and your family to bring that joy back around in your life?
You know, one thing I really like to do, and I really recommend anybody that's watching this, if you ever get stuck in life or if you feel stuck, I recommend you write. I write a lot. I write to see my progress. I write to put my feelings on paper, because when I write, I never write with this feeling of like someone's gonna read this. Right. So when I write, I really write to express my soul, you know? Right. And then a lot of times when you go back and you look at your journals or what you've written, you're like, oh my gosh, there's a cycle that I'm repeating here. I gotta break it. Yes. Or you realize, wow, I've really progressed a lot. So I like to write a lot and check up on my writing every year, you know, like, okay, what have you changed? And I also like to spend a lot of time with my family. Like this morning, I was with my mom and my aunts, and just connecting with the people that know you for who you are. Not for RaqC, not for me being on the radio, but people that are like, they just know the essence of your being. Because I've always believed that not everybody deserves to know the real you. You know what I mean? Not everybody deserves to know all the intimate parts of you. Only special people. Only special people. Yes.
Your inner circle, right?
Yeah,
your tight inner circle.
And you know what? My inner circle is becoming even tighter in 2017. That's one of my promises to myself, that my inner circle is going to be even smaller, because just because that's the way it's going to be.
Well, you recognize that, right? We learned lessons from 2015, 2016. We're like, wait a minute, you know, we realize who's there for us at all times.
Yes.
Highs and lows. And the lows are the ones where you're like, oh, you're going to be around forever.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about some things. You got the podcast going on. Tell me about that. CBS.
Yeah. So I launched my podcast at 6 weeks ago. So at the end of November, beginning of December, and it's on the digital platform on CBS. It's actually being executive produced by Amber Rose.
Awesome.
She is, yeah, she's badass. So we are actually the first, myself and my co-host Ruby, we are the first bilingual podcast that CBS actually put their stamp on it and says, you know what? Let's make it happen. So it's a Spanglish podcast. We get to talk English and Spanish, and we are having a blast. Do you want to hear RaqC uncensored and really speaking my mind?
That's right. You don't have to like censor anything. There's no FCC regulation.
If we want to drop F-bombs, we drop them. If we want to keep it super real, I mean, we peel back all the layers of every single topic we talk about. So if you want to hear some real and raw content, and I'm talking about content, not like, hey, we'll be back, we gotta go to commercials. No, I'm talking
called
about
real talk.
Real content for 1 hour. So the show drops every Wednesday on the CBS digital platform.
Well, speaking of real talk, you also, speaking of writing, you did the book. Let's talk about the book. The book is being, actually, from what I understand, which thank you, even though I don't speak Spanish, for my Spanish cousins and all of those that speak only Spanish, it's also being translated to Spanish.
Yeah, so my book, Lead with Success, it dropped this year, and it's actually a collaboration of 8 women, and we all talk about how we have become successful in our own careers because we all do different things.
Right.
And so there is such a need for inspirational Latinas in the Spanish community that one of the biggest demands we got was, hey, I loved your book, but I want to send it to my cousin in Mexico or El Salvador or Central America, and they can't read in English. So it is being translated in Spanish in 2017, and we actually just found out that we were a bestseller on Amazon, not on the New York Times list, but on Amazon we were like there head on head with Donald Trump's book. Well, can you believe that?
I can, actually.
I was like, yes.
If anybody could do it, it could be RaqC. And you know, it's important, you know, that's like a third of the world, really. Latin America, right?
Yes.
I just told somebody recently today, I said, if you're going to do business with other people, you got to learn 3 languages: English, Chinese, and Spanish.
I need to learn Chinese.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll make that
there.
a goal.
You're like 2/3 of the way there.
Maybe I'll make that a goal for myself in 2017.
Okay, here's one. Hello is?
Konnichiwa?
Close. Ni hao.
Oh, no, that's Japanese, right?
No,
Konnichiwa?
Well, konnichiwa? Yeah. So Chinese, ni hao.
Ni hao. 2017, ni hao.
Wo jiao ya ren ta jiao. RaqC. Thank you so very much.
Oh my God, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to be here, and thank you for allowing me to inspire you.
Absolutely.
Love you. Thank you.